Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to my video about the state of Modern Warfare. Today's gameplay is going to be me showing kind of how broken everything is at the moment. As you saw from the thumbnail, this isn't going to be a super positive video. I'm going to open up with some gameplay of the AS Val with SPP rounds, just kind of wall banging people for fun. Then we'll have some sniping and some more Val gameplay and lots of discussion about what's going on here. In the beginning, I do want to point out that you can use creator code DRIFTOR in the store if you plan to spend any money in this game. And just because I mentioned using creator code DRIFTOR to support me, that makes this video sponsored by Activision, which I guess is also going to be an excellent test of how this sponsorship agreement works and how well criticism goes. So here goes. I think Modern Warfare is kind of broken right now, which is really sad because I had an actual blast yesterday playing the Armored Royale mode. I haven't had that much fun playing a game in a long time, and Armored Royale was amazing. And even a couple of weeks ago, I made a video, and I think Ace and I talked about it on stream. We felt that the weapon balance in the game for base multiplayer and even for Warzone was quite good. However, that's all kind of gone down the drain with Season 6. The two new weapons they added in Season 6 have created basically 3 new balancing problems for the game, each and every one of which is an actual disaster. The first one is that the SPP rounds on the AS Val just penetrate anything and everything. I thought that it would be fixed in today's patch, but it wasn't. It's still present, and for clarification, the weapon has an ammo conversion. You turn it into a kind of sniper rifle type weapon, and it's supposed to have higher bullet penetration. Well, what it really has is infinite bullet penetration that penetrates through pretty much every object on the map with no damage drop-off. And since it's a sniper and it goes really straight and really far, what you can do is kind of chunk these little snapshot grenades everywhere and just headshot people through walls. Or you can have whole teams doing this, just murdering you off the spawn in Search and Destroy. There are whole teams in Search and Destroy that do nothing but point AS Vals at where they think the enemy spawn is. And in the beginning of the match, there's this hellfire of bullets coming in and people getting quad kills and stuff. Even playing on the new hardpoint kill mode or just any mode anywhere, I run into people wall banging with this. I run into people throwing the snapshot grenades around just like I've been doing in the video. You can't really counter this. There's nothing to do about it. You can run I think it's battle hardened, which gives you resistance to being scanned. That's nice, but people can still spray you through the walls. They can still guess. They can still look at the radar and see the dots. You can still get hosed by this. And it can't be intentional. There's no way that it's intentional that the sniper rifle rounds penetrate every object on the map. It has to be a bug, and this, more than anything in today's video, is a truly game-breaking bug. When good players use this, when whole teams use this, it utterly breaks Modern Warfare and makes it unfun and nearly impossible to play. It's very frustrating, and I hope that it gets fixed soon. I really it was fun for me to do for like 30 minutes, and then I just kind of got bored of shooting people through walls. This is broken. This attachment on this weapon is totally broken and out of balance. That's not all that's wrong with the AS Val. The AS Val is, I think, perhaps too good of a weapon for 6v6 multiplayer. It kills faster than just about anything else, definitely faster than any full auto. It's a better MP5 than the MP5. It's a better assault rifle than the Grau and the AR for 6v6. It has an insane DPS. The recoil is very manageable. It doesn't have bad handling. It has a built-in suppressor. It's an extremely powerful weapon, with the only weakness being that it doesn't work well at long range. And yeah, that's a downside in Ground War. It's kind of a downside in Warzone, but in 6v6 multiplayer, the AS Val just dominates everything. The time to kill is so insane, even with headshots and stuff. I just melt people with this gun. I'm not even good at Modern Warfare, and I can just shred people with the Val. It is absolutely unbalanced, and it's not broken in that sense. It's just very unbalanced. I feel like it needs a little touch of the Nerf hammer. I would probably go with like way worse recoil if it were me. And then the other thing that we need to talk about is the new sniper rifle. Bringing the R700 back from COD 4, they decided to bring the hit scans back too. And I do not know if this is a glitch or not, but the new sniper rifle, which is the SPR-208, is insanely strong. Once again for 6v6 multiplayer, but also really strong in Warzone, and it's a hit scan out to, depending on who's measuring and what ammo and what barrel and whatever, but we'll say you can get it to being a instant laser hit scan out to 400 meters on how much better projectiles are. Because for 6v6 multiplayer, which is the focus of today's video, the weapon is a literal laser. It has no damage drop-off. It has no bullet drop-off. You don't even have to lead the target if you're sniping. You just point, click, and dead. With that kind of power, you would think that you would have a whole lot of downsides, like with the Rytec, slow handling, high recoil, goofy attachments, something like that. But no, it doesn't really have any of that. It's kind of a god sniper. It's got great recoil management, great handling, great default iron sights, fast movement speed, fast reload speed, fast sprint out speed, fast aim down sight speed. There's nothing at all handicapping this weapon. There are no drawbacks to it whatsoever. And it's just too awesome. It's like too good, too powerful. It murders people in 6v6. Every 6v6 lobby that I've played recently has been, it reminded me of like MW2 during a FaZe Clan recruitment. Everybody's just out there quick scoping. I feel, you remember when you, back in the days of Black Ops 2, we would make jokes about, oh, they're gonna do something and you're gonna have to face an army of angry 13-year-old quick scopers, and we'd say it kind of like a sarcastic, edgy parody, right? Well, that's reality now. All those little jokes about an army of quickscopers are real, and tons of people in every lobby are running this weapon. You're getting insta-deaded. It's better than a shotgun up close, in my opinion. It murders people. It has good penetration. And what's crazy about the SBR-208 is not that it just dominates in 6v6 multiplayer, and I understand why it does that. Maybe even it's supposed to do that on purpose. Maybe. But it is incredibly dominant in Warzone and Ground War as well. Now, in Warzone and Ground War, you can't actually make super long-range shots with this weapon because it doesn't have a long-range zoom scope. It's very hard to hit those shots, and at a point, the bullet either disappears or does become a projectile. But for about 400 meters or so, it is a perfect hit scan. So all these other snipers that are leading their shots, they're aiming above, they're arcing, they're planning, you just point, shoot, dead, instantly, poof, gone. And this is kind of frustrating in Ground War because you're constantly getting picked off. You constantly can't move. You're getting insta-beamed by snipers across the map. Some of the Ground War maps aren't like super big, but it carries over into Warzone too. And I noticed that people have been sniping fresh respawns, Gulag Boys, jailbreaks, all that stuff right out of the air with the SBR-208 because it's like a hit scan. You don't, like, normally if somebody's falling out of the air and they're even if they're parachuting and not just regular falling, it's a difficult shot to make with the sniper rifle. You have to lead it, you have to get the arc right, you got to make sure you're zoomed in right, you got to kind of guess the timing, you got to make sure the guy doesn't move or something. You don't have to do that with the SPR. You can just look up in the sky, point your gun at them, pull the trigger, and they disappear instantly. Poof, gone, dead. As long as you can swipe those crosshairs over a body, they're finito, out of there. And this, in my opinion, is too strong. It's become difficult to respawn teammates sometimes. And the sniper battles in this game have gotten a little bit weird. In the Warzone, you do have the meta weapon being the HDR for long-range sniping, but the SPR-208 has completely outclassed the Kar98 and almost everything else. If it's anything past the third circle, I'm just going to take the SPR over any other sniper rifle. And especially in endgame, I'm going to use the low-range zoom scopes to absolutely hammer people into the ground, which I wouldn't be able to do if I were running an HDR or something because the weapon would be too slow, the scope would be zoomed in too much. I still might have to lead my shots a little bit at close range, but this one I don't have to do any of that. I can be fast, have a low-range zoom scope, and don't have to lead any shots. Pop, pam, dead, insta, poof, gone. It's too easy. And I think that these three things combined have broken Modern Warfare right now in a very fundamental way, whereas the rest of the game is fine. Like, the rest of the game's balance is fine. There's not that many glitches and bugs that I'm currently aware of. There's no crazy game-breaking bug outside of these. Like I said, the balance is good. We're looking good. We've got great maps. We've got great content. We've got good stuff coming. But when I log in to play 6v6 or even Warzone, every lobby that I'm playing is just filled with weird stuff. I'm getting hit by a snapshot grenade. And then if that's not bad enough, everybody's running the AS Val, and I don't blame them because it's incredibly strong and popular. It's clearly the best weapon, but it's boring to run into that. And there's not a lot that you can do to really counter it because of its insane time to kill. And then the people that aren't running that are going to be running the SBR-208 sniper rifle with the broken hit scan mechanic that just god deletes people in so many modes that doesn't really have a lot of counters or downsides either. So Modern Warfare 2019, we're in 2020, it released in 2019, has truly returned to its roots of Modern Warfare 2, where everything is overpowered, where everything is broken, where everything is outrageous and out of control. And that's how I feel about this. This feels truly outrageous to me. It feels very out of control. You saw me on stream So 2 days ago, I had a blast playing Armored Royale. It was really fun. I didn't have to deal with any of these problems in this mode. And then I went to film a regular video today, and it just kind of turned to doo-doo butter because every mode was this, so I just decided to show how ridiculous and toxic some of these things can be. I don't think that this is the end of the world for the game. I think the developers can, and in the future probably will patch this. I'm truly hoping that these are just glitches, that these are just oversights and not intended features, because if it's an intended feature that the ASVAL can just wallbang everybody, and if it's an intended feature that the SBR-208 has in like 400 meters of hit scan range, that's just too much. That's too strong, too broken. I know I'm ranting, I'm literally rambling, I'm complaining, I'm being a boomer, but that's kind of how I feel right now. Modern Warfare is not in a good state, and it's pretty much only because of the introduction of those two weapons. Those two weapons need their bugs fixed, and probably some patches as well. Guys, that is all for my opinion video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.
You got this.
I see movement. Contact.
Hey, you got this.
Teammate redeployed.
I got you.